1 week ago, 49 Americans were killed in a terrorist attack at Pulse nightclub in Orlando. But in the wake of that attack, instead of focusing on the shooter or the terror group he pledged allegiance to, much of the media spent the week attacking guns, Republicans, and even Florida officials. Here to discuss the bias in media is D.C.'s Michael Graham. Nice to see you this morning, Michael.
Happy to be here.
So this was an amazing story this week. I want you to dive into this first one. Pam Bondi, the Attorney General of Florida, goes on to talk with Anderson Cooper to talk about the victims on television, talk about all of these websites that are popping up to try to take advantage of donations, and she's focused on the victims. Anderson Cooper does this. Watch.
I talked to a lot of gay and lesbian people here yesterday who are not fans of yours and who said that they thought you were being a hypocrite, that you for years have fought you've basically gone after gay people, said that in court that gay people, simply by fighting for marriage equality, were trying to do harm to the people of Florida, to induce public harm, I believe was the term you used in court. Do you really think you're a champion of the gay community?
So she goes on there to talk about the victims, and Anderson Cooper has an axe to grind?
Well, even separate from that, there's just something bizarre about if you don't support redefining marriage or if you don't support how the Supreme Court did it as opposed to letting the people vote, that somehow the deaths of your fellow Americans who happen to be gay doesn't matter to you. You're not allowed to complain about that. That is, think about how twisted that is. I mean, imagine if there were a massacre at Westboro Baptist Church, that notorious hate church where they hold those terrible signs about gay people. Do you think someone would look at Anderson Cooper and go, why are you complaining about it? You hate those people. There are fellow human beings. There are fellow Americans. That's enough to mourn.
Exactly. And then this, CBS producer is under investigation for this AR-15 stunt. Let's watch this.
We sent a CBS News producer into a gun store in Alexandria, just outside of Washington, D.C.
I would like to buy an AR-15.
As for the rifle we legally purchased, it was transferred to a federally licensed firearm dealer and weapons instructor in Virginia following state law within hours of us purchasing the weapon.
Now, of course, the store, Michael, is accusing CBS News of potentially committing a felony here by trying to boost their ratings. What do you make of this story?
Well, I mean, there's the legal issue of are you committing a straw purchase, technically violating the law. But Seth, I just love that attitude of, I went into a store with no criminal violations and passed the federal background check, and they sold me a gun. I mean, welcome to America. Hello. You know, people like my lovely bride, who's a nice Jewish girl from the northeastern suburbs, you know, this might surprise her, but I grew up in rural South Carolina. Of course you go to a gun store and buy guns. What does CBS think they do? Well, I didn't know they'd actually sell them to you. I just they come in and pet them. This shows the media's cluelessness about guns, which has really screwed up the coverage. Look, there's a real problem. We all know what it is. And it's not GUNS or LGBT, it's ISIS. And the media don't want to talk about that for all sorts of political reasons.
Speaking of spelling out things, here's Joy, Joy Behar, accusing Trump of working with ISIS. Watch this.
The thing about Trump, though, is that he's the recruiter-in-chief.
For ISIS.
He is basically working with ISIS to kill us. They are working together. Just remember what I'm saying.
If a conservative had said that about Hillary Clinton, what would we be saying this morning?
If a family member of mine had said that, we'd be adjusting his or her meds. I mean, that's what we'd be saying. But, I mean, it's because it's just so stupid. Excuse me, 9/11? Where was the Trump recruiting on that? Well, let me guess. Joy Behar thinks that the planes missed. We were aiming for Trump Tower. The whack job Islamists and the world vision that motivates them gives them all sorts of reasons to hate us. And no one even cares with the fact that this recruiting thing, there's been, I think, one video referencing Donald Trump that we found from ISIS and was pretty much inspired by all the talk about him recruiting.
Right.
It's nonsense. Yeah. Look, we know what the problem is. Let's just talk about it. There's no easy solution. There are plenty of great debates to have. Why have these insane conversations?
Michael Graham, always great to see you. Michael, thanks so much.
Thanks so much.